You're an American hero. G.I. Joe is there. It's G.I. Joe.
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle.
We're at the end of the summer of vehicles and playsets, and we're going out with a bang, ranking all 1986 G.I. Joe vehicles. It was another great year, but things were definitely getting weirder. And while we didn't get as many vehicles as the year before, there were some pretty big ones in there. As always, we'll be going alphabetically, Joe and Cobra stuff on one list.
So let's frickin' go.
First up is the Air Chariot, and man, this thing is gaudy. Then again, so is Serpentor, so that fits, I guess. This is an easy entry in the weird tier. I mean, just look at that thing. Next is this year's Battle Gear.
And it's actually good?
I mean, the pale blue on some of them isn't great, but the other colors are fine. And it includes some awesome stuff like Scrap Iron's missile launcher and that awesome Cobra logo backpack the Baroness had. So yeah, good tier. The Conquest is cool and a decent follow-up to the Sky Striker. It's a little weird with the forward-facing wings, but that's based on an actual real-world prototype, and it's not weird enough to keep it out of the good tier. The Devilfish was difficult for me. I was tempted to call it bland, but it's got too much going on with the missiles and torpedoes and such, so it sneaks into the good tier.
We're getting a double whammy with this next one.
As it's the Dreadnok Air Assault. The vehicle molds are cool, being from the Skyhawk and Fang, and we've talked about those in previous lists already, but that color scheme is damn ugly. So, these rare and overpriced collector holy grails are in the ugly side of that tier. The Dreadnok Ground Assault fares a bit better, as I like the colors, but that still makes them weird. Weird enough to end up in that tier, yes, but as I'm always telling you, it's called the good but weird tier for a reason.
And that's important to remember.
Because I'm putting the Havoc in there too. It's cool. It's an innovative design, but man is it weird. And I'll never get over the fact the gunner or driver position is completely exposed to enemy fire. And we've got our forced acronym for the year, and quite a whopper too, as Havoc stands for Heavy Articulated Vehicle Ordnance Carrier.
Whatever the hell that means.
The Cobra Hydro Sled is weird too, but I'm not too fond of it. I think the thing that makes this bad is that you just sorta lay down your figures on it and hope they don't fall off, which they will. It would have been a good toy if there was something to keep the figures in place, but since there isn't, it goes into the bad tier. The Law is another one of those affordable, fun small playsets that adds to your G.I. Joe base that I'm quite fond of, so it belongs in the good tier. Even the acronym, which stands for Laser Artillery Weapon, makes sense. The LCV Recon Sled can be summed up in one phrase.
What is this? I don't even.
Yeah, it's weird, but also cool, but not cool enough to escape the weird part and the tier. LCV stands for Low Crawl Vehicle, and I guess I can't argue with that.
Now we come to one of the big items of the year.
The Night Raven. It's beautiful, sleek, and freaking huge. Finding one with a working or even present cockpit lowering mechanism can be a challenge, but it won't stop me from putting this baby in the best tier. Next we have the Outpost Defender. It looks like somebody's hunting shack in the middle of nowhere, but it's kinda cool. I guess you could use it at your G.I. Joe base, but the name suggests it needs to be in the field. Maybe protecting some sort of forward position. In any case, it goes into the good tier. The Stun looks cool and futuristic, but it also wins this year's award for being the weirdest toy by a fair margin. So yeah, king of the weird tier. And good luck finding one without missing or broken flags. Stun isn't an acronym, strangely enough, and what's even stranger is that the back of the box describes it as a high-speed sentry.
Wouldn't that make it a hiss?
Next, the Surveillance Port seems to be the answer if the question was the Outpost Defender. Though the port looks quite a bit cooler and more bulletproof. It's my favorite of the battle stations this year, so it ends up high in the good tier. The Swamp Fire kind of explains where the colors for the Ground Assault came from, but at least this is a unique vehicle. It was also difficult to decide where to put it, good or weird. Well, in the end, I did settle on weird.
But it was a close call.
By the way, both it and the Thunder Machine have the word Dreadnok as part of the name, like the Air and Ground Assault, but unlike those, nobody calls them that, so the Thunder Machine ends up here alphabetically. It's straight out of Mad Max 2, and I applaud it for that. And again, it was hard to decide, but it also goes into the weird tier. Yeah, it's safe to say that 1986 is when G.I. Joe started to get weird.
But oh boy, it has nothing on the years to come.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Tomahawk. It's big, cool, and has a ton of features. This is the definite G.I. Joe helicopter for me, and so there's no other place to put it than into the best tier. And finally, there's the Triple T. I gotta be honest, it never did much for me. The Sarge was the attraction anyway, and I don't think he even needed a vehicle. It's sort of an acronym as it stands for Tag Team Terminator.
Okay, we get it. He's a wrestler.
I was tempted to put it in the bland tier, especially since that space is completely empty this time, but it's goofy enough that it gets a pass into the weird tier. And that was the list. All 1986
No, of course, that's not all. We still have to rank the biggest toy of the year.
The Terror Drome. Finally, Cobra had a base of operations that wasn't cardboard. This thing was huge and awesome, so of course it was never released in Belgium. I was very lucky to get one on eBay around the year 2000, with box and all, and pretty cheaply too. It is to this day my biggest purchase of a single toy, and I love it. So of course it goes into the best tier with a bang. I was tempted to treat the Firebat separately, but since it only came with the Terror Drome in 1986, it's just part of the awesomeness. It was a mail-in toy later,
So maybe we will revisit it.
and that really was the list. All 1986 G.I. Joe vehicles ranked. It was another excellent year for the toy line with iconic stuff coming out. But yeah, this is where things started to get weirder. And I just noticed they were quite light on the acronyms this time. And so ends another summer of vehicles and playsets. What's next on After Battle? I honestly haven't decided yet, so keep your eyes peeled.
Now go tell me how wrong I am in the comments below. Well, I'll see you next time, everybody. And hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?
G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there.